Today we're going to be talking about a thing called the gate of acceptance. A lot of organizations suffer from a disease called yes syndrome. And basically what they do is they accept any piece of work that crosses their paths. Today we're going to talk a little bit about that. So within every organization there's a flow, and most of those flows start with marketing. Marketing is responsible for bringing in leads to an organization. After marketing, they pass those leads generally to the sales team, and that sales team is responsible for converting those leads into agreements or pieces of work with agreed pieces of work with a client. These pieces of work are then passed over to the delivery team, sometimes known as a production team. Okay, and after that, last but not least, the finance guys are responsible for bringing in the money. So, when every organization that has been successful that I've been into over all these years, they've always had a very mature gate of acceptance. Okay, now obviously that's not a physical thing, it's a figurative thing. But it's basically someone or a process, perhaps a director or a process, that is saying yes or no to pieces of work that are passed through into delivery. It's very simple, the gate of acceptance. So let's have a look at the decision making around there, because it seems quite simple that you could say yes or no to a piece of work. But in actual fact, it's a little bit more complicated than you think. We need to consider the cash flow on the organization. We will have to pay for materials and people for many weeks, perhaps months, before we get paid by a client. Think about profitability. Will this piece of work actually make us some money? There are loads of organizations that are just busy fools out there working all day, every day, not making any money at all. Profitability is key. This needs to be offset against the lifetime value of a particular client, particularly if it's a new client. You might decide to cut your profitability for a longer piece of work. Do you have the skills and capabilities within the business? So if every single time you actually have to take on a new piece of work, you have to go and learn how to deliver that piece of work, that makes it incredibly unproductive from a business point of view. Try and repeat as much of what you can as possible. Do you have the time to be able to deliver the items in question on time for when the customer needs it? And there are many other factors. You can probably think of many others. I mean, another one might be ethics. Do you want to deal with the company that's ordering from you? Very important question these days. There are lots of other things that you could add in here. But very simply, the businesses that are able to get their sophistication of their gate of acceptance right, i.e. the quality of that decision making, are the ones that are very, very successful.